everyone. I'm Pastor Donna Loudon with Heaven to Earth Ministries. Welcome to our Bible study tonight. We're going to be discussing the Sabbath again. Last week we talked about the Sabbath and the importance of resting and worshiping God on a daily basis. I did want to mention that because of that, we are going to continue to encourage you to be sure to spend some time with God every day, so that and that was kind of a little mini Sabbath. It's really not a mini Sabbath, but it's important to spend time every day with God, and it's also important to make sure you get enough rest every day, because that's what we need. But today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about the Sabbath and how it's a creation mandate. Now, the reason I like the term creation mandate is because some people might think it was given to the nation of Israel in the law of Moses. So they think it's a Mosaic mandate. And by feeling that way, it takes away from us today having to honor the Sabbath. So, first of all, I want to iterate that it's not a Mosaic mandate, and neither is it a Christian mandate that we honor the Sabbath. Rather, it is what I like to call a creation mandate. And the reason it's a creation mandate is because during creation, in Genesis chapter 2, verses 2 through 3, God saw that everything he created was good, and he chose to rest on the seventh day. Now, I did talk about that last week. Obviously, God doesn't need to rest. So then why did he rest on the seventh day? What he was doing here was creating a mandate, and that's why I call it a creation mandate, because he really instituted it way, way back in the beginning in the book of Genesis. And so it's not that we are not supposed to honor the Sabbath. Being a creation mandate, it is something that we should be doing. We should be honoring the Sabbath. So today I wanted to discuss what day the Sabbath actually falls on and what it means to honor the Sabbath, what is required of us to honor the Sabbath. And we'll do that basically by going through the nation of Israel. The word Sabbath was first used with the nation of Israel, and in Hebrew, Sabbath actually means seventh. Okay, so while a lot of people they go to church on Sundays and they think they're honoring the Sabbath, in actuality, Sunday is the first day of the week, and Saturday is the seventh day of the week. So if we were to honor the Sabbath the way God intended it to be honored, then it would be on the seventh day, which is Saturday. And this is why we've started releasing our main sermon for the week on Saturdays, because technically that is the Sabbath. Now that we have that out of the way, we know that Sabbath actually was on a Saturday, or is on a Saturday. I wanted to go through the situation with the Israelites when they were given manna, and I think it tells us a lot about the Sabbath when we talk about the manna. And in Exodus chapter 16, I'm going to start, I'm going to bring out something in verse 20. I'm going to start reading, and I'm going to kind of break in through the reading and just kind of add a little bit of feedback. So starting in verse 20 of chapter 16 of Exodus. However, some of them paid no attention to Moses. They kept part of it until morning, but it was full of maggots and began to smell. So Moses was angry with them. We're talking about the manna, and you might remember that God miraculously fed Israel when they were in the wilderness using the manna. But they were told to just collect enough for the day. And if they over collected more than what they needed, it would start to smell, it would rot, it'd be full of maggots, and it just would be unedible. So going on in verse 21, each morning everyone gathered as much as they needed, and when the sun grew hot, it melted away. Okay? On the sixth day, they gathered twice as much of the manna for each person, And leaders in the community came and they reported this to Moses. So here it is Friday, and they were collecting double. And what Moses said to them, to the leaders when they reported this, he said, "This is what the Lord commanded. Tomorrow is to be a day of Sabbath rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. So bake what you want to bake and boil what you want to boil and save whatever is left and keep it until morning." So they saved it until morning as Moses commanded, and it did not stink or get maggots in it. "Eat it today," Moses said, "because today is the Sabbath, and you will not find any of it on the ground today. 6 days you are to gather, but on the seventh day, the Sabbath, there will not be any." Okay, so there's some things that really stood out here. One was that if the manna was left over a day, it would start to rot, it would smell, it would be full of maggots. Okay, except for the 6th day when they collected double so they would have some for the Sabbath. That time it did not stink, it did not rot or get maggots, because they were fulfilling what God had commanded them to do. And by collecting double on Friday, they were preparing for the Sabbath. Okay, and God obviously blessed them. And the second thing that comes to mind is that the manna was essential. It was their food. It was all the food they had. And so even when it comes to food and preparing food, they did not do that on the Sabbath. They did it throughout the week. And on Friday they did double so that they wouldn't have to work on the Sabbath and they could rest and use the Sabbath as a day for the Lord. So if we are to apply that to today, and I put in some examples here, then there are certain things that we wouldn't do on the Sabbath. So some of the things that I know are pretty common, I mean, they used to be really common for me too, is on the weekends, you know, cooking, doing laundry, cleaning house, things like that, being done on Saturdays, you know, because that's the day we have, and Sunday we go to church. Really, it should be just the opposite. Saturday should be the day that we're worshiping, and Sunday should be the day that we're doing these other things. Now, I personally, because I'm older, I tend to relax as much as I can on the weekends as I work during the week. So part of that could be, and some of the things that I do so that I don't have to cook on Saturday, is I'll cook an extra meal on Fridays. So, and it's really not that much harder to make 2 meals when I'm cooking dinner or 1. The other thing that I've done before that, you know, if I don't want to cook 2, is I'll cook 1 meal, but I'll cook double of the same thing so that we have some to eat on Saturday, which is the Sabbath. Also, so that I don't have to wash dishes, I'll buy paper plates and plastic spoons so that when we're done eating, we can just throw them away. For laundry, we do a load of laundry every night. And by doing a load of laundry every night, we're not having to spend a full day doing laundry, which for most people would be Saturday, so we don't have to spend Saturday doing laundry. The same is true with cleaning our house. Just kind of clean a little bit each day. You can clean a room a day or however you want to do it so that you're not cleaning on Saturdays. And I know that sometimes these things seem hard, you know, that we're giving up doing these things on that one day that we feel we have to do them. But one thing that we should always keep in mind is that God will always bless us when we keep his commandments. And since the Sabbath was a creation mandate, then it is a mandate that we should really technically be following. So I'm hoping that this was informative to you. If there's any ideas that you have on how to do your schedule so that you don't have to work on Saturday or Sabbath, I would love to hear them in the comments. Or if there's something that you do to prevent yourself from working on Saturday, I'd love to hear that too. Anything that you say gives other people ideas. The main thing that we require when you're commenting is that all comments are positive and encouraging to others. So thank you so much for tuning in today for our Bible study, and I will see you on our next Bible study. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.